Thanks for joining us so promptly, everyone. Roger will lead us off from Sky Sports News. Then we'll have Stefan from the BBC. And then, if anyone else has any further questions, please let me know via the chat facility. So, Roger, when you're ready, mate, on you go.
Thanks, Noel. Hello again.
Hiya.
Hi, commiserations on the defeat. It went to the wire. It was a thrilling game, but given the total that India set, are you looking at that one as one that got away?
Yeah, probably. I think we we were happy to chase that score. I think we've seen in the last few games it's an excellent wicket and a tough ground to defend. So we thought they got a manageable score. We lost wickets at regular intervals and never got those big partnerships together that we wanted. We never felt like the run rate was going to be the big issue, but we lost some wickets to some poor dismissals really as well in there. And it took a fantastic effort from Sam Curran to take us as close as we did. That was an outstanding effort, and we're all very proud of him for that.
Yeah, Sam showed what was possible there. You just look at some of the other scores. Ben Stokes with 35, Milan with 50, Livingston with 36. Do you feel if just one of those perhaps had managed to crack on, we would have seen a different result?
Yeah, absolutely. You're chasing big scores like that, you're looking for someone to go make it 80 and 100 and really match defining contribution. Obviously, Sam Curran nearly did that. And that just as we were getting partnerships up and running, we lost wickets. Just to ones that you never really expect either. So we knew that score was very manageable, and we just needed the ownership of a couple of guys to go on and make those starts into big scores.
Just on Sam's fantastic innings there, almost got you over the line. Do you take encouragement from the fact that someone could come in so far down the order and almost get you over the line? It shows the strength in depth, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's been a big part of the success we've had as a side over the last few years. All our bowlers are able to bat. Sometimes we've had Adil Rashid at number 11, who's got about 10 or 11 first-class hundreds. So that's been a huge part of us as a side. That never say die attitude to take games deep, and a lot of our bowlers who are very, very accomplished batsmen as well. So I think we take a lot of heart from that, a lot of encouragement, and Sam played an outstanding innings there, and he'll take a lot from that moving forward, even though the disappointment of losing the game.
Mark Wood as well, stepping up at the end there. He seemed to be struggling while he was bowling, although he took three wickets. What was the issue there? He seemed to be taking on a lot of fluids throughout the early part of the game.
Yeah, he was. It was obviously very hot. I think he'd been feeling a bit unwell, so he'd spent a bit of time off the field, feeling pretty unwell as well. So when he came back on, he bowled fantastically well again, and we couldn't get him to bowl earlier because of the time he'd spent off the field. Just a very hot day and feeling a bit unwell, but showed great character to come and bowl as much as he did and to take the wickets he did, and put together a great partnership again at the end with Sam to nearly get us there.
And just finally, it means that England lost all three compartments of the series, but what do you take away from this time in India, positive and negative, I suppose?
Yeah, absolutely. We come here wanting to win. We play the game to win matches and to win series, and in the must-win games at the end of the T20 and the one days, we haven't quite managed to do that. So, of course, we're disappointed with that. But there'll be some great learnings taken from the tour, some great exposure to players playing in this part of the world for the first time, and I think once again expanding the talent pool available to us in one-day cricket, building ahead to the T20 World Cup in a few months' time, and of course the 2023 World Cup later on down the line in here as well. So anytime we expand that player pool, that creates competition, that creates better performance, and that's the upward trajectory that we're always after as a side, that continuous improvement.
Thanks a lot, Jos. All the best in the IPL.
Thank you.
Stefan, please.
Hello, Jos.
Hiya.
When a game is that close, do you look back at the one percenters, the little things that you could have done better?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there were some small things that could have been done better, and a few very obvious ones. I think both sides made some mistakes throughout the game. I think there's a few errors on both parts that both sides will look back and think they could have done X, Y, and Z a bit better. I think with the ball we weren't quite as disciplined as we had been early on. We gave them a few too many easy boundary balls where they didn't have to work too hard for those boundaries. But then we pegged it back fantastically well with the spinners picking up those wickets. And then another partnership developed and they were really threatening, but we managed to break that and finish really well. So that was sort of the tale of our bowling. And again, as we touched on earlier with the bat, that someone going on to make that match-defining contribution, two guys making that match-defining partnership. We lost some soft dismissals, I would say, when we look back at it, and we'll be disappointed with that.
Can you just talk us through what you personally and maybe the rest of the team were going through in the dugout at the end there? There was drop catches, overturned LBW decisions. It was chaos for a little bit of time on the field, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, absolutely, and some brilliant batting mixed in there as well. So I think there's always some genuine belief. The run rate was never really the issue. We felt even when Adil and Sam got together, they played brilliantly well and were whittling down the score. And then great for Sam to take the ownership he showed and to take us all the way down to the wire. So I think any time the game starts to become within reach, that's when it almost starts to get harder and everyone seems to be a bit more nervous and and everyone on the ground started to get a bit tense and the guys in the dugout as well. But we're all very proud of the way Sam played. He showed all the traits that we know he has in abundance, and the character and the skill level, and he embodies what we're about as a team.
When he was joined by Mark, he didn't seem to know whether to take the singles or to let Mark have the strike. How did that resolve itself? Was there a message run out to them, or did you just let them figure it out for themselves?
Yeah, we felt that Sam should try and take the majority of the balls, especially to how well he can strike the ball. And on one side there's a smaller boundary, so we felt that was going to give us the best chance of getting us over the line. That the more balls Sam could face. So, and of course Sam's a young guy who would many guys are never really exposed to that kind of situation in their whole career, so he'll take great learning from that. I can't think of many times myself I've ever been in those situations, so there's always a bit of suck it and see from the side, and for you guy in the middle to try and make that decision as to how to take the game forward the best. So he'll be much better equipped if he ever's in that situation before to look back on this experience. And I think I'm looking at it as well as a fellow player and the other guys in the team as to if we were in Sam's situation, how is the best way to take that game forward. So I think all of us in the team and the squad will have taken great learning from watching him and trying to think through how we would take that situation down individually as well.
He's still only 22. It feels like he's been around international cricket for a very long time. But over and over, it's his temperament that shines through, isn't it, as a real strength? Yeah,
absolutely. Let's say he's a very young man still. So, but I think both him and Tom, anytime they're put in those situations, the two of them seem to have the character for the crunch moments in games, and I think Sam just keeps showing what a match winner he is. Really, he came up with the wicket of Rishabh Pant as well. Any time with the ball, he takes big wickets, whether it's in a Test match or one day a T20. He's a real impact player in the games, and he'll just continue to get better and better. Like you said, it's important to remember he is still only 22, and the scope of where he can take his game to is massive. So we're all very excited for him.
And just finally, it's been a long time in Asia, even though some guys have been able to get some time at home. You're now going on to the IPL, and then there's all sorts to come in the rest of the year. You feel like you've got enough in the tank to get through that?
Yeah, I think as much as you can, it's baby steps. You're looking in the immediate future as much as you can, while still obviously having to have long-term planning and looking ahead. But for myself, it's about the next challenge just in front and trying to look ahead to that. I'm excited to play in the IPL. It's always a fantastic tournament. Like you say, lots of guys have had long tours. It's been great that everyone's welfare has been really looked after, and where it's been possible to get out of the bubble and back in. So I know we're all very thankful of that. to help with those situations. And again, it's about how we plan moving forward. That's got to be a part of that, the player welfare, and as an individual, just looking, for me, it's that, those small targets and getting through the next bit.
Thank you.
Dean Wilson, please.
Hi Jos. You pretty much covered everything really, but I did just wonder, do you feel as though the team has moved on in any way since the World Cup? Obviously each World Cup is a 4-year project, and circumstances have led to 2 series defeats, in a row. But do you read much into that, or do you actually feel as though you've made more progress than it might look on the face of it?
No, I wouldn't read too much into that. We've been a brilliant side for a long period of time now. I think we've lost those 2 series, but that's 2 losses in our last 11 series. So we're still a very good side. As I've touched on, expanding that talent pool. There's been a few guys obviously missing from this side, and guys coming in to have opportunities, which is fantastic. And that's been a big part of us getting better and better as a side. And we never want to put limitations on what we're capable of, and we'll continue to try and push the boundaries and strive to do that. And I think the exposure of players coming in and continuing to play in that fashion that we expect of is great. Expanding that talent pool and pushing each other on from within, and building the strength in the squad and the competition for places in the 11 is only going to continue to improve our side. So of course it's again a long cycle looking ahead to a World Cup, but we always want to, you want to learn and you want to win at the same time. So we're of course disappointed when we don't do that, but of course there is big pictures moving forward, and look, we'll continue to be a very good side. There's more and more experience in guys, a lot of guys, in and around 100 caps as well. So their experience in the squad is huge, and the exposure for other guys coming in is vital as well. So I think we're in a really good place as a side.
Would you therefore say that the kind of reconfirmation of the style that you talked about, and the way that perhaps Liam Livingstone has come in and played that way, and then now Sam Curran in this way, is that perhaps the most important thing out of this series?
Yeah, absolutely. Liam coming in and playing in those 2 games the way he has, it shows, I think, that we're doing things right, and people are getting the message of how we want people to play, and they feel the freedom to come in and play in that way straight away. Liam's obviously a very attacking, aggressive batsman, and we want him to play in exactly that fashion when he comes in and does that. So to have the confidence to come in and play on debut the way he did, and play tonight, he was batting fantastically well, and obviously got out where he did to a poor dismissal, which he can't quite believe happened. But it's brilliant to see someone like that come in and play straight away in the fashion we would like people to play in. So I think that just shows we're doing things right. The message gets through to people, and we'll continue to play in that way.
Thank you.
4 more now, please. Will McPherson, Shashwat, Anshul and Sabayan. Will McPherson first, please.
Hi Jos. Spoken a lot about Sam Curran there. Could I also ask about Tom and the decision to leave him out today, and sort of where he's at the moment with his bowling?
Yeah, look, we've rotated guys throughout the series as well. So Mark Wood missed the last one and came back in today, and Reece Topley to get a couple of games into him. It was nice to. So just unfortunate that Tom was the guy who's missed out today. He's a fantastic cricketer in his own right. He's performed brilliantly for us for a long period of time as well. And again, like Sam, he's one of those great characters to have in your team. That ultra competitor. He wants to bowl at the hard times. He wants to take responsibility. So again, very important part of our squad, and we're excited for him moving forward as we all continue to get better.
Shashwat Kumar, please.
Hi, good evening, Jos. Am I audible?
Yep.
So throughout the series, Moeen Ali and Sam Curran have been your designated finishers. So what is your thought on them going and playing under someone like MS Dhoni for the entirety of the IPL this season?
Yeah, I'm very excited for them. Don't know quite what roles they'll be used in for Chennai. That's obviously MS Dhoni's decision. But I'm sure Sam will want to talk to MS about tonight's innings. I'm sure that was shades of the way he would have tried to take that game down if he was in that situation. So what a great person for Sam to go and have a conversation with whenever it is he gets to meet up with MS about the game just gone. We all know what a amazing cricketer and finisher and player that MS Dhoni is. So again, it's a brilliant learning curve for all our players to get to share dressing rooms with guys, especially someone of MS's stature in the game.
So speaking about Sam, do you feel that somewhere down the line he can be utilized higher up the batting order for England in white ball cricket, red ball cricket, across formats?
Yeah, absolutely. We all know what a talented player Sam is and the skill level he's got as a batter. Probably the situation this evening with him coming in so early and having the time shows just how much talent he's got and the fashion that he can play for a long period of time in the game. It doesn't just have to be near the end. So we have a very strong squad. We have a lot of excellent batters in our team, and opportunities will arise at different times, and there'll be times where maybe even more so in T20 cricket, where you get someone padded up and say we'd like you to go and there's a match up on and go and attack it. Sam's a fantastic six-hitter and that's a big strength of his, and there'll be times especially when you want to utilise that early on.
Thank you.
Last now, Anshul Gupta, please.
Hey Jos, in the first ODI as well, Owen said that the lack of partnerships hurt them. And today as well, you said that lack of partnership. Can I speak? There was interruption.
We're waiting for you, Anshul. Please carry on.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please carry on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Today as well, you said that lack of partnership was the concern. So when you lose a couple of wickets in quick succession, do you tell the guys to take a few overs or just keep going in the same momentum?
Yeah, of course. Getting partnerships together is a team thing and also an individual how you start your innings. We all want to. We've talked about a lot the way we play as a side, the way we'd like to continue to take the game on and to build partnerships in that way is important, and it's important for individuals to have their way of getting in and starting that partnership. I think if you look at today, the partnerships, it's not like they were 5-run, 10-run, it's sort of 30s, 40s, 50s and 60s. It's how then players have got themselves in, and we just lost wickets at the wrong time when you want to go and extend that partnership to 100 plus and 150 partnership or something like that in a big chase like a 330, 340 score is vital to take you home, and it becomes very tough for the bowling side once guys get really set and get in to defend a ground such as this with a very good batting wicket. So of course that's partnerships are a huge part of every form of cricket, and today's no different, that we didn't quite manage to make them big enough.
Thank you very much, everyone. Take care and enjoy the IPL. Thank you.